Hello and welcome to the Conversation Is podcast of TCIP. I'm Charlie Pitson.
And I'm Ash Hughes.
And today, the conversation is...
Transfromers 1986.
Yeah, boy!
Barit Grana Weep Ninny Bong. Let's get it done.
Yes, let's get it on.
So that's not Cybertron now, that's just one of its moons.
Okay. So I have no idea what this film is. Like...
Right, yeah.
Spins me out.
So it takes place between series 2 and 3 of the original series.
Yeah.
Series 3 actually continues like straight on from this, like seconds after this.
Okay.
I think as long as you've got a basic understanding of who Optimus Prime is, I don't think you really need to know who anyone else is other than maybe Optimus Prime. Any sort of background experience of the Transformers, I think you can watch this film without watching the first two series of the first generation.
Okay.
I do think it is best to have at least a little bit of knowledge of Transformers first, because otherwise it's just flashing lights and sounds.
I know Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and that was it at the time, and now I know a few more, just purely because of this.
Unicron.
I love they're just getting pummeled. It's great.
The best way I think to describe Unicron to people who don't know Transformers is he's pretty much Galactus.
Yeah.
He's more or less Galactus, but for the Transformers. And in fact, when he transforms, he looks a bit like Galactus as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you got the figure, and you...
I got two of them, yeah.
Two of them, yeah.
They've just announced the 2-foot one. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
That one you showed me like a
Yeah,
few weeks ago.
It's insane. The detail on its face alone is just mad. They keep sharing like close-ups of the figure's face, and it's just so detailed. Like the ridges. It looks incredible. It's not definitely being released though. Hasbro have got this thing, Hasbro Lab, where it's pretty much Kickstarter, but for figures that they're not sure they want to put their balls on the line to make it.
Yeah,
basically.
So
they want to know people are going to buy them.
It's like £500. Like nah.
Yeah, well it is. That's exactly what it is. I think it's $550, so probably about £500.
Fair. That's a lot.
Isn't cheap. I mean. Yeah.
But it's 2 foot though, so...
Yeah, it is pretty
win-win
big.
for you.
Cool. Because they're doing a Cookie Monster one at the same time.
This little opening scene with the intro music is amazing. I
Lion's
love it.
version of
this reminds me of Star Wars as well, this, like...
Yeah, so... This Industrial Light and Magic had a hand in making this.
Okay.
Along with George Lucas.
Is it?
And a bit later on, I will point out... not... sounds slightly like, I will point out exactly the same sound that is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in this.
Okay.
Yeah, because they allowed him to use Star Wars sound effects. In fact, I think there's a TIE fighter in here as well.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
No, man, it's good. Casting's amazing as well.
It's
Orson
fantastic.
Welles.
I think this was Orson Welles' last thing before he died.
One. Yeah, he did. He well, like the quote he said, he said, "You know what I did this morning? I played the voice of a toy. I play a planet. I menace somebody called something or other. Then I'm destroyed. My plan to destroy whoever it is thwarted, and I tear myself apart on the screen." That's
not
how
true.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't tear himself apart, but
this is like Orson Welles is kind of like something
Orson
or other.
Welles, so dry. Like, I mean, Eric Idle as Wrecker, that's phenomenal.
Judd Nelson,
yeah,
clapping cheeks.
Judd Nelson's been really good with it as well. He's always willing to come back to do Hot Rod and Rodimus. Yeah, he's pretty cool with it. So, yeah, this opening scene, it doesn't land for me straight away, but because it's just too much.
It does take too long to get in.
Yeah.
It does put people off. I can imagine, you know what I mean? Like, it put me off the first time I tried watching it. Like, I just had to sit there kind of going, oh, fucking how long is this going to take to get in now? And it's right then after that. When the dialogue starts coming in.
Oh, the dialogue isn't great. Some of it is just so on the nose.
This scene alone is just like hilarious.
Yeah, it's robotic. I mean, it's robotic, but not in the sense it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea who these are.
That's Ironhide.
That's Ironhide.
Basically, if you were a fan of the first two series, your main favourites, I'd assume at the time, would have been Ironhide, Jazz, who's that guy there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee. Decepticon-wise, you'd probably like Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave.
Yeah.
Which is why this first 20 minutes is so shocking, because they just kill all those people off. They just wipe them all off the board. I mean, obviously behind the scenes, that's Hasbro going, right, we got a new line of toys to sell, get rid of the old ones. But I still think at the time, for a film based on a kid's cartoon, it's quite extreme. Like, it's the Red Wedding of animation films.
Yeah.
It's literally the Red Wedding of animation. Because just everyone anyone
They get
cared about is
decimated.
dead.
It's amazing. When I watched it, I was just like, what the fuck?
The only people that are in like the first 2 series with plot armor are the Dinobots, because you just can't get rid of the Dinobots. That's like your Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And Perceptor, but that's only because Perceptor's based on the guy who was the main engineer of Transformers, the toys.
Yeah.
Perceptor's based on him, so they thought it would probably be a bit disrespectful to kill him off.
Yeah.
But he's not in the movie much anyway as a character, Perceptor, but
Dinobots are cool,
that
though.
plot armor's thick. Oh, the Dinobots are the shit, man.
And the other shit,
Not even the other one's not so much. It's just Grimlock. Grimlock is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what Ace sounds like in my head.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what Ace sounds like in my head. It sounds like Grimlock. And that's how he talks as well.
Yeah, I can tell that just looking at him right now. Like, I have an idea. I think I know who Grimlock is now.
He's the Tyrannosaurus
Rex. Yeah. I thought it was. I just didn't want to say it and then just sound wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them's called a slag.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't land so well in the UK, but one of them's
Which
called
one?
slag.
Slag.
Yeah.
In the foot.
It's slag, swoop, sludge.
Slag. Yeah, Grimlock is cool as shit though.
Yeah,
He's funny.
Grimlock's my favourite. Grimlock's, I think Transformers is such a definitive voice cast. Like Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, everybody knows Optimus Prime's voice.
Yeah.
But because Peter Cullen's been so cool with coming back and always been up for doing things, same with Megatron, Soundwave,
Feels a bit
Laserwave.
like the Star Wars universe where like, even after like 40 odd years now they're still
People
coming
still
back.
wanna come back.
Do you know what I mean?
But I think
Obviously
it's
a few of them
because
have
it was
died
just
now,
so. I
but-
don't think anyone. I know no one expected Transformers to be as huge as it was, and I think part of the reason it was as huge as it was is because of, like I said, the voices. If you're a Transformers fan, everyone like knows Soundwave straight away once you hear him.
Yeah.
Same with Starscream's voice, and I think that always just stuck with people and resonated with them, which is why I think it stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Here's the boy now, Hot Rod.
Right, this is one little shot here that's like it's blurry. It's not just me. Like, do you notice that then?
Well, it's already happened, or
The first shot of this scene. I don't know what. Is that Daniel and
that's Daniel and Hot Rod.
Hot Rod. Okay.
Yeah.
You first see Hot Rod on the side profile, and it's like really blurry.
I've never noticed.
I don't know if it's just like a defect in this file or if it's just.
There are mess ups in the animation. There's one in particular that it bugs me every time. Like I can never see past it. I'll point it out when it comes on. But, oh my god.
I don't like this kid though. He's annoying.
He's annoying. I despised Daniel, but mostly out of jealousy because I wish I was Daniel. Because I just love Hot
purely
Rod.
out of that.
Hot
Purely for
Rod is
this.
amazing. Yeah. And Stan Bush here now. I love how Stan Bush has made a career out of 2 songs. And just keeps re-releasing them with different mixes and stuff.
Why is this kid acting like he's never been inside?
I know.
I want to say inside
Yeah.
Hot Rod. That sounds weird.
I mean, to be fair,
He's like, whoa, a car.
I don't think he has been inside Hot Rod. I don't remember him happening in the series. But, because in the first series, Spike is about Daniel's age.
Okay.
And then with his father, and the second series takes place a couple of years later, where obviously Spike is now an adult and he's got Daniel.
Yeah.
And Daniel's kind of what Shia LaBeouf should be. Because his last name is Witwicky.
You mean Leaf LaBeouf?
Leaf LaBeouf.
As my mum says.
Actual cannibal Leaf LaBeouf.
Leaf LaBeouf.
Yeah, Daniel's last name and Spike's is Witwicky. And that's what, obviously, Shia LaBeouf's character is supposed to be, is Daniel. And realistically, Bumblebee should be Hot Rod.
Why do they use Bumblebee then? Do you know?
I don't know.
Is it just kind of Is there like a Pokemon thing going on there? Like,
I don't know. Like,
I would say that Bumblebee is definitely at this point now.
Absolutely
the
at this
mascot
point.
of the
But
Transformers.
this is what I don't necessarily get, because everyone has their own favorite Transformer. There's no one Transformer that's like the Pikachu. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean. I'm just mean like in like the popular culture these days, they've made Bumblebee as like a mascot of the new Transformers, like the live action series at least. And
yeah, I mean, it always bugged me because, like I said, I adore Hot Rod. He's my favorite, and because I knew, like, oh, wait a minute, Bumblebee isn't Hot Rod, so I think I've always been a bit bitter.
Yeah,
and I don't get the radio thing, why he talks through the radio. I don't know where that's come from. That's something that really bugs me, and I think, and especially because at the end of every movie they fix it, and then suddenly for the next one they say, oh no, you can't speak again. But the newest Bumblebee film did really win me round, though. It's really good.
Is that canon with the Michael Bay series?
Well,
or are they going to do like
it was a bit grey
like
at first.
reboot,
so when they announced it, it was part of the Bay universe, and then it didn't do amazing. But
yeah.
I think it's pretty common knowledge that that's just because the Bay series had tainted it. But it done really well in terms
of the humans.
of,
I think that's just kind of takes it away.
It done really well in terms of like fan reaction. Like, people loved it, and I think that made Hasbro think, well, maybe we should go a different way. And now it is its own thing.
I think they should do what they did with the new Godzilla, where they focus more on the monsters.
But
that had a lot of backlash as well from people saying, "Oh, there's not enough human interaction, dialogue, and so and so."
I mean,
I think it's like it doesn't need to be. It's called Godzilla King of Monsters. This is called Transformers, not fucking.
I think the balance is trying to find the general audience to be interested. You mean?
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's Hollywood, that is, though.
But that I've always, and I've been quite vocal of that. I'd love a Transformers film where there's 2 humans and then the rest just Transformers.
And it's all set in space.
Yeah, ideally on Cybertron.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what
I think it could be done now, surely, with like the rise of the Marvel universe and things like Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel,
and especially with Bumblebee now. I mean, if I was in charge of Hasbro now, what I would do personally is the next film I would do now is, because like I said, they rounded Bumblebee off as if it was going to be part of the Bay universe, and now they've come back and said, well, all right, okay, it's going to be its own thing.
Okay.
So by the end of Bumblebee, her and he separate, and obviously he goes off to find what would be Shia LaBeouf.
I think now, they could just do a soft reboot then.
But they've said now, actually, it's a soft reboot, so they are going to do it that way now. And I think for the second one, they need to bring her back, the girl, Haley Steinfeld, the kid who plays her brother in it.
Yeah.
He's really funny. He's quite young as well. I think he must be about 10, so he's the right age. And then I think you need to bring them back, and then for some reason they have to go to Cybertron with Bumblebee and Optimus Prime.
Okay.
And then you do a film of that, and then for the next film I would do a spin-off, which would be the kid, the little brother, gets kidnapped by Laserwave.
Yeah.
And then Bumblebee sends a team, obviously, to try and get him back. And I would do it like just an all-out Saving Private Ryan type Transformers film, with like a squad of 4 or 5 Transformers. Get your Hot Rod in there, create the Hot Rod connection with the kid.
Yeah.
Because then you can suggest that then to obviously build up for Rodimus Prime. And I would go from there then and just keep it contained to 2 or 3 humans at the most.
That is interesting.
And then eventually, obviously, you have to bring Unicron into it.
Yeah.
Because, oh my god, man, last night...
You could do a really banging Transformers universe now.
Yeah. Oh, you absolutely you could, yeah.
Yeah, soft reboot with Bumblebee, and like I really like the idea, mind. Pitch it.
I think
another pitch.
I think you could have your main series, like Transformers 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. And I definitely think you could have the odd spin-off of like certain squads, like just the Taskmasters and things like that. Or like just the Dinobots, just a film following the Dinobots on a mission. And
I think these days that would work.
Yeah, I think it's what they need to do.
Away from it. As far away from it as you can.
Absolutely, yeah.
Action-wise, right, from what I've seen from the first one, I did watch the first one when
I like
when
the first one. I mean, it's okay.
I think the action's great. It's just I don't know.
I
think I need to watch the rest to have like a fair opinion.
I've watched
on the
all
series,
of them multiple times, and other than the first one and part of the second one, I could not tell you the plot of any of them. And
Yeah.
like I said, I've watched them at least 6 or 7 times each. I remember The Last Night, which is the latest one before Bumblebee, quite vividly because it was absolute trash.
Yeah.
They brought Unicron into it. They said they were bringing Unicron into it, and I was like, right, okay, I'll have a bit of faith, man. So Unicron's in it. All you see of him is one of his horns.
Yeah.
But it turns out Earth is Unicron. So figure that one out. I mean, so if Unicron transforms, Earth is going to be destroyed, which means basically we would have never seen Unicron. Because how are they going to explain that? How is he going to come out of the Earth's crust without just destroying the planet? It's silly.
Maybe the next one they have to move to a new planet.
It's been wiped now. I don't think they're going to continue. And Hot Rod is in it, but oh my god, he's trash. He's French. He's got like this really bad French accent. He's not funny. But he is a Lamborghini, which
Get me
works.
on it. I'll voice Blur.
That's like I said. For the next one that I would do, like I said, bring it back to Cybertron, and then I do a spin-off following these guys. So like Hot Rod, RC, Springer, Blur, Cup, and Ultra Magnus, and just them on a mission to get the kid back.
Yeah.
Because I think they need to branch out from Bumblebee. I think if want people to care about Transformers, they need to give more options for people than just Bumblebee.
And Optimus Prime and
yeah. Because like I said, I everyone's got their own favourite Transformer. So if they put them on the plate in different films, people would absolutely find ones that they really like and would go and see films of, like Grimlock and Ultra Magnus. And I mean, you could even do a Starscream spin-off and not just follow the Autobots.
yeah. Pew, 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 pew. I love this bit.
So that guy's Perceptor then. Like I said, he's based on the head engineer, toy engineer, design engineer for what would have been Takara, or now is Takara Tomy. His name was Hitoke Yokoi. I'm probably butchering that. He's a really cool guy.
Perceptor in France, Visa supervisor in Italy. I don't know if I said that in a way, but like basically it translates all the way to Italian to mean supervisor.
Oh, well,
that's quite that's very good.
Yeah,
that's very on the nose. That's deep cut.
He's a really interesting guy. I mean, it's one of the why I love the toys so much is the puzzle aspect.
Yeah,
that is like a Rubik's cube. I mean, it is a puzzle, and I think to have the type of mind where you can create that and make it work for all sorts of different vehicles and animals, I think that takes some serious genius.
Yeah,
and I think it's a nice little tribute to him for it to be Perceptor, because obviously that's Perceptor's character, is he's the genius. Because when he retired, they gave him an original, the prototype of Perceptor, and they left like a special message in his microscope for him and everything.
Yeah.
And there's loads of interviews with him. He's a really fascinating guy because he hated it. He hated the success of the toys, and he hated the series at first because he just thought it was too illogical and silly. Yeah. Like, that's the type of guy he is. I mean, he's like, how can
toys talk and
like where does Optimus Prime's trailer go? How does Megatron shrink into a little gun? I mean, he's on it, which is quite funny because he designed them.
Yeah. This is cool.
He's a really interesting guy.
This little bit.
Optimus Prime wrecking people,
just clapping cheeks. So the guns, are they a part of them, or you just got a gun, a giant fucking gun as well?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
I thought they had like blasters or something.
It's different for each one. So like, RC for example has 2 swords that are part of it.
Okay.
Each Optimus Prime figure, well, most Optimus Prime figures come with a little backpack where there's a gun built into him. Hot Rod has a gun built in under one of his hands, like on one of the figures as well.
Yeah.
But he also has his own separate gun, which then turns into his exhaust. So it sort of varies.
So that's how he died. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I think Prime was going to die anyway. I think Hot Rod just didn't help it along much. I don't like that they used the touch on for the Optimus Prime Megatron fight though, because I think that should just be kept as Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime song now.
Yeah.
Like, because that scene is so iconic where he opens the Matrix and then just kicks in. I think they should have just kept it back until then and used something else for this.
I don't know. I always thought Hot Rod was Optimus Prime's colour for ages, but now I only now just noticing now. I'm trying to think who's who now.
That's where I think the
I know
big films go wrong.
you can definitely tell Bumblebee, Optimus Prime now, and RC.
Yeah. So Springer's the bright green one.
Okay.
Cup is the old looking one. Who else do we have? Grimlock's the T-Rex. Who else is in the cast? You know who Blur is.
By voice, yeah, but not by.
So he's the blue guy. That's where I think the Bay films go wrong, is making the robots look too bland.
Yeah, they all look just grey.
So that's Starscream.
Okay.
Starscream, he's just waiting to stab Megatron in the back at every moment. He's constantly plotting against him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Sith master-apprentice relationship where he's just waiting to usurp him. Soundwave is the big cassette guy who's extremely loyal and dependable.
Right, logically, how would that train move if there's no train track?
Astro Train, it can fly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like Back to the Future where we're going. We don't need roads or rails.
In this case.
Yeah. So that's Cup, yeah, the old
Roger. Yeah.
And I would love Clint Eastwood to voice him.
For a second, right, I thought that was Hulk. When he's running away, I was like, blue petal pants, green top. I was like, what's a Hulk Transformer? They could have based the colour off the Hulk, I guess.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, Marvel did do the comics originally. It's IDW do it now, and it's probably a better home for them. Man, the fan outrage at the time, it's a good job the internet wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Transformers would have survived.
I think we're going to check now what his Rotten Tomato score is. What do you reckon? What's your guess?
I imagine it's quite high.
I'm going to go for...
In the 70s at least. 76.
86.
Yeah, I think it's quite high.
No, I mean, like, it's come out 86. I would probably give it something like not personal, I mean, it's just like, I reckon I'll get like 54 to 60.
Yeah.
55 to 60, more like. Just kind of based on the dialogue, that's all I'm going off. Story-wise, it's great.
The story's phenomenal, yeah.
58.
58.
There we
nice.
Go. Nice. Good guess. That's not bad, actually. It's still fresh.
I mean, it's got a very niche audience in it.
But 94% of people, Google users, like this film, so...
That's it's a very niche audience.
Yeah.
I think if you're a Transformers fan, then there's no way you can't like this film. Otherwise, you're insane. But like I said, I think at the time, because just purely for killing off everyone, there was so much backlash. This is where there's a mess up. It really bugs me every time. Ultra Magnus puts the Matrix in, takes out, and then puts it back in. It's really weird. Why?
Maybe it's like when you putting a USB in, you got to try it, and then you turn it around, and then it's like, how did that not work?
Like,
and then you put it back in, and it's
just put it in, and it's strange.
I don't know.
It feels like they filmed it, and something went wrong, and it jumped back, and they've done it again.
And it just
freaks me out.
Yeah. Well, I didn't notice that the first time, so thanks for that.
I think this is the first official Prime death. It's got to be.
And now he looks like what he does in Michael Bay films. Just grey and lifeless.
The inside of Unicron looks like fucking Krang's planet from Ninja Turtles.
Unicron just feels like what Ego is as well in
pretty much
Guardians Volume 2.
Astro changed colour. Suddenly it's green and purple rather than just purple.
Yeah.
Little animation.
And it's like more like a lilac as well.
Yeah.
It was like purple.
It's solid purple.
It's solid purple. Like Leak is purple.
It's Decepticon purple.
They should have put playing with the boys when they're jumping out of the plane, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be funny if someone done like a voice dub of this in context where Starscream's like, right, we need to get rid of all the bodies, not because it's slowing Astrotrain down, but because Hasbro has got a new line of toys to release.
Oh, they just chuck them out?
Yeah.
And get rid of them?
Yeah.
Rid of them all.
Anyone who's injured, they chuck them out. But like I said, it's just because Hasbro had new toys to release. They're like, right, get rid of everyone. So they just kill everyone off.
The original George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
Now they're the same to me now. Fucking just green and purple.
Ah, yeah, they're the
variants.
Constructicons because
That's
they
the one, yeah, the one
one
who's the green torso and he's got like purple. I thought it was the Hulk. Well, I didn't think it was the fucking Hulk, but you mean like clearly.
Yeah, it is the Hulk color palette. Yeah, the purple and the green. Yeah.
I didn't get this scene at all when I watched this.
They're just fighting now to decide who's going to become leader of the Decepticons because they throw Megatron out of the jet.
Ah. But then Unicron finds.
And then Unicron finds him, yeah, because he wants him to go back and destroy the Matrix, Optimus's thing.
This is set in 2005.
Yeah. How wrong were its predictions of technology?
Yeah. It's an alternate timeline. They could exist somewhere.
I like how defiant Megatron is, and then suddenly he's not so defiant.
Yeah. I think this is going to take me like 10 times to actually understand this film. Like every other scene I watch now, I'm like, oh, I understand this now because you tell me what actually going on and stuff. But I read the synopsis like a million times as well while watching them. I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
Bonkers.
It is bonkers. It's nuts.
And so much flashing lights. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, it's unnecessary.
I watched this like pitch black at 4 a.m. Like, I want to see you.
It is great watching it.
The episode of The Simpsons when they go to Japan, I was just like rolling on the bed, like wide-eyed, like
that episode of Pokemon that was banned. I'm sure this has got to be worse than that episode of Pokemon. Surely
this is dark for the target audience.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because
so many people just.
There's a moment in it where Spike swears he drops the S bomb, and I'm convinced that it's not in the original like DVD. I'm sure it's only the thing that's been in the Blu-ray.
Well, talking about that.
We got the Blu-ray here. Wait a sec. Let me just check the DVD, what the age rating is on it.
U.
So the DVD is rated as a U.
Okay.
But Spike definitely drops the S-bomb. He definitely drops it.
That would make it at least a 12 then.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's...
Maybe
extra.
PG could... I don't know if it's 1.
Interesting. We'll go back, look at the DVD and see if it's in there, because I know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, I never remembered it. And one day I was watching, when they released it in 1080, I watched it and I was like, whoa, wait, I don't remember Spike dropping the S-bomb.
Yeah.
And I just never thought to go back and check, but I'm going to, because I'm convinced it went in the original.
Talking about Spike using shit in the film, I got some banger or shiters for you this time.
Banger or shiter?
Banger or shiter?
Let's have it then. See what we got.
Right, they're not as in depth as yours. They're just a little sentence that I found through the internet.
It's hard sometimes.
It is hard. Yeah, we're not going to do it every week.
Right, what we got then?
Right, so there's actually an R-rated cut of this movie.
Well, yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, like I said, there's no way the version we're watching right now is a U. There's no way, just purely because of the language that's in it. And I could absolutely 100% believe that there is an R-rated cut.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I believe that as well. And I want to see it. It's on the dark web somewhere, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, whether it exists is another thing, but I think it did exist at one point.
Yeah.
Like I said, that Spike scene, it just comes out of nowhere, so there's got to be extra stuff.
Yeah. So that's a banger, I'm guessing, yeah?
Banger, yeah, we have a banger on that.
Nice banger. All right. Awesome. Another one is Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus are brothers.
What have we got to back that up? Is it anything or just the statement?
No, I did see an article. I will get it up now, actually.
Yeah. I can see it, but I want to hear some ideas to try and sway me. So the only thing that convinces you that maybe it's probably not is just I can't get over what I do know of the character. Like, I mean, for a start, in terms of toys, Ultra Magnus he honestly is just a Optimus Prime. He's a white Optimus Prime with armor.
Yeah.
So he is pretty much identical to
Optimus Prime. I don't know where I saw this, right? I don't know where I saw this.
Yeah. Like I said, I get it because in theory they are identical other than colour palette.
Yeah.
Ultra Magnus just looks slightly different because the armor bits, but they're add-ons.
Okay.
So if you check out...
there we go. Screen Rant.
There we are.
So when Ultra Magnus toy came out in the 80s, his armor exterior masked an interior that was literally just a white Optimus Prime, as you just said. Now Hasbro sure do love to recolor and use modules and builds, but why they use the most identifiable character as a secondary skin for another character is strange.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Yeah, it is. I never liked Ultra Magnus. He's boring. He's dry.
So do you reckon that they're brothers, or do you think they're just lazy? What's it? Do you reckon it's a banger or a shredder?
Right. In practical terms, it is just because Hasbro are lazy. In universe terms,
do you think it could be possible that they are brothers?
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. Do you think it's a bang? Do you think it's a banger? I think it's a good theory.
I don't know. The problem I got is I know too much. Anyway, like, I mean, I know how Prime is built. I know what.
Yeah.
So I know it's not, but I could see why.
I'm not going to trick you on these at all. Like,
I could see.
You're one step ahead of me, but
I think it's a banger in the sense of it could work, but it's also shouting the fact that I already know that that's not the case.
Oh, we have our first middle ground.
Yeah.
What should we call that one?
I'm split.
Split. What should we call a split? Don't know. We're going to wait for it. It's a split one. It's a biter.
A biter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The other one is the Michael Bay's Transformers are actually human creations from the future.
Right. Okay. No, I can't see that. But
in like a Terminator sense.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe because I think so in the last night it shows that Transformers helped King Arthur and Merlin and all that.
Yeah.
And then in I think it's maybe the third one, which I think might be Dark of the Moon. I could be wrong. They also show the Dinobots, and obviously that they've been here since the dinosaur times and
the prehistoric.
Yeah. And I could see it in a sense that maybe humans created Autobot, created Transformers, sent them back in time to influence human events. I go and help King Arthur.
Okay.
I go and make sure all the dinosaurs are extinct. But also, again, not because obviously Cybertron exists as a planet in the films.
Yeah.
And
in the Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless maybe some crazy timey-wimey stuff, they could say that Cybertron is Earth, but just in the future.
Easy.
Yeah,
enough.
I could see it working out if you had a really smart writer, but no, it's not for me. I just don't like the Michael Bay films, so anything to do with that.
Shiter, is it? Yeah. Shiter.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Michael Bay.
We got the 1, 2, 3 combo. We got
Joking,
a banger.
Armageddon, Pain and Gain were good, so yes, I did like those films. And the other one is, I'm probably just, it doesn't feel like anything because obviously this film kind of, it's a bonus one.
Right, okay.
Right, because we've done 3. It's Galvatron as a clone. But isn't it Galvatron is literally Megatron.
Yeah, he's just reformatted Megatron. Basically,
it's not a clone, is it?
Yeah, Galvatron is the equivalent of Ultra Magnus. He's just a recolor of Megatron. Granted, in the film, he's a slightly different mold and he's a different shape and things. But in other series, Galvatron mostly amounts to just a recolored Megatron.
Yeah.
And that's Misty. Got anything to say about Transformers, Mist? Really? That's very interesting.
Michael Bay is shit. We knew that. The conversation is the shit on Michael Bay.
Oh man,
no, I'm joking.
They do need to take him away from those films.
He's the Zack Snyder of like the Transformers. Just you don't know nothing about it. Just get on with it.
Have you seen his?
The fair play,
films?
He tried. He did it.
He gave it a go. Look, I think the Transformers franchise is phenomenal, purely just for bringing people into Transformers.
Yeah.
If one person has seen a Michael Bay Transformers film and thought, you know what, I'm going to go and check the other stuff out, then that's absolutely a win. So, yeah, that's fine. They're just not for me.
He did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film.
He produced it. He did produce 2 of them.
The ones with...
He didn't actually direct them, but you can see his fingerprint all over them.
Yeah. To be fair, man. All right. He did make Bad Boys.
Yeah. Oh, did you know there's a Bad Boy spin-off series with Jessica Alba in it?
No.
Yeah, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Look up like Jessica Alba's filmography or whatever, and read out the series to me. I remember it then. It's on at the moment, so it's got to be new.
I'm gonna have to
And
what's it called then?
I don't know, man. I think it's LA Girl Cop, something like that. I don't know.
LA
I'll check
Girl
it out now.
Cop. That sounds like a really shit name, man.
It's LA,
LA
something.
Girl Cop.
It's LA Cops or something.
Policeman
like
officer. So look, Jessica Alba, filmography, television. LA's Finest.
that. LA's Finest, that's the one.
So this is a spin-off of Bad Boys.
Yeah, so
It's offshoot, more like.
I think whoever the other woman is now, I think it might be Viola Davis, I might be wrong. She's Martin Lawrence's
Gabrielle
character.
Union.
Gabrielle Union. She's Martin Lawrence's character's sister in the series.
Oh. So it's like, it is an off. It's not so much a spin-off, it's more of an offshoot, like they say.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're just taking a character. It's kind of like...
It's not like...
It's kind of how, This Is 40 is not really a sequel or any... It's an offshoot.
And it's not in the sense that what's the Lethal Weapon series? Like, that's more of a reboot.
Yeah.
This is like an actual sort of part of Bad Boys.
Have you watched that?
Which would be interesting, because I wonder if they'll make a cameo in the new film, because there's a third one coming out, isn't there?
Yeah, Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll have a cameo in it.
I don't like the name.
Because, I mean, Jessica Alba, that's quite a pull casting-wise, you know?
I think it's coming out next January is out. They are not in it.
That we know of.
Yeah. DJ Khaled is playing Manny the Butcher. So he's not playing DJ Khaled in this then. Fucking once in his life. Christ. Bet he's doing a song as well.
Yeah.
Bad Boys for Life feature David Khaled. Oh.
David Khaled. Oh my
Fuck's
god.
sake. Oh my god.
David
Oh,
Khaled.
David Khaled. Where did that come from? DJ Khaled. David Khaled. That's amazing. His name is Khaled Mohammed Khaled.
David Mohammed Khaled.
What? Why has he got the same first name as his last name? Is I don't know if that's a thing, but fair enough. Oh, his parents just hated him. It's like being called David Davis. Or David Khaled. That's the new Pumba Smith.
Yeah, David Khaled, Bumper Smith.
I'm changing my name to David
Mavis.
Khaled now. Mavis, the Water Buffalo. It's not even a name. What was her name in there? It was like
It's
Booyah or something.
It's nowhere near Mavis. I don't know where I pulled Mavis from.
Where did I get David from? You know.
Yeah. So did you never watch any of the Transformers series when you were a kid then, no?
No.
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 What did you
This
watch
is
when you were a
actually,
kid?
apart from the film with Leaf LaBeouf in it, this is the only other thing I've seen.
Yeah. Thrown in at the deep end.
I might have seen like a snippets when I was a kid, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I
anything
don't
about it.
remember.
Whole 18 years ago, you know.
My introduction to it was, I'd say introduction. I first started watching it when it was Beast Wars and Beast Machines. But I was at that age where you're not watching it, you're just looking at it.
existing,
Yeah.
Oh, colours.
And then a couple of years later, I think in 2003, Transformers Armada started. And that was part of my massive morning routine. Every morning I watched that before going to school.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it, man. So the main cast of the Autobots was just 3 characters. Initially, it was Red Alert, Hot Shot, and Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved Hot Shot. I thought he was the absolute bollocks. He was amazing.
He was a hot shot.
You what?
He was a hot shot.
He was a hot shot. Yeah.
In your eyes.
And then I found this movie, and then obviously Hot Rod became my favourite because he did the balls.
Yeah.
And then Series 2 of Armada started, and it turned out that Series 2 of Armada was a sort of alternate universe sequel to this. It turned out Hot Shot was Hot Rod. They gave him a whole new paint job where he has the red and yellow flames.
Yeah.
I later found out that Hot Shot is Hot Rod, but he's only called Hot Shot in the American dub for some legal reasons, but in the Japanese one he is Hot Rod.
Okay.
And Unicron's in it, and it's like a direct sort of alternate universe sequel to this, basically.
Nice.
It's really good, yeah. And like I said, I found this after the first series of Armada, watched it, and then Armada come back with all that, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. He doesn't turn into Rodimus Prime in Armada, though, which is a shame. And then, because it's a trilogy, when they do series, they tend to do them as trilogies. So Armada is part of what's called the Unicron trilogy, which Armada then is, obviously they figure out Unicron is alive, his head's floating about. And then in the second series, which is called Iron John, Rodimus Prime is in it. And then Hotshot is his own separate character, so I'm not sure how it works there. But initially, Hotshot is Hot Rod in Armada.
So they can drive underwater now?
Yeah. No internal logic in this
No,
film.
no.
That's why Hideo Yoki hated it.
Doesn't make any sense. Transformers? That's a silly idea. Turns out he had dementia, that's probably what it was. Is he alive now?
Yeah, he's still going.
How old is he?
He's got to be in his 70s, I'd imagine.
So look.
He's a really nice man. Like, so there's loads of interviews with him, and he's just really humble and quite shy. I found him, but we couldn't find his age.
So we're going to do a guess.
Yeah.
And we'll never find out because no one's going to know.
60s to 70s, absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially if he's retired, that means he's got to be in that ballpark figure.
Well, when was it created?
Well...
The Transformers, like the toys.
Gee, Charlie, how far back do you want to go?
Well, I'm on the Wikipedia page, as I always am, and it says 1984, but I imagine before that.
It was technically it was part of a G.I. Joe thing.
Yeah.
That Takara bought off Hasbro, so I mean, you could go as maybe back to about the late 70s in theory, but in terms of the actual launch, it was 1984.
1984, cool.
Yeah. Beaten to market by GoBots, but they were shit.
Yeah, they're just the Kmart Transformers, aren't they?
Yeah, they were
As
awful.
They say
they were awful.
He looks old
The
as shit.
infamous, the universal greeting, Bar Reap Grana, Wheat Ninny Bong. Love it. Makes no sense. There's so many good quotes in this film, though. Like, one shall stand, one shall fall, when Optimus is fighting Megatron.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the touch, just the song alone is iconic. Till All Are One. Man, I got a Shattered Glass Optimus Prime masterpiece upstairs.
Yeah.
And the Shattered Glass universe is basically like the opposite of what the normal Transformers universe is. So the Autobots are evil, the Decepticons are good, and blah, blah, blah. And their Optimus Prime's recoloured. He's purple and green. He looks so cool. But on it says Till All Are Gone rather than Till All Are One. I just thought it was a really nice little touch. Because that's one thing I like in the Michael Bay films, Barricade. He's the cop car, Decepticon.
Yeah.
And it says to punish and enslave on the insignia of the cop badge. It's pretty cool. Right, so these here, right.
I have no idea what this bit is now. I probably
This bit is strange. So that guy sitting there now with the Lord's faces, he's a contestant, which is a race.
Okay.
So as I said, Series 3 continues directly on from this, like seconds after. And the first 4 episodes, the contestants after this, obviously because they caused this riot, come back to start a war with the Transformers.
Okay.
But it turns out that they actually created the Transformers as slaves, and then obviously the Transformers revolted and so on and so forth, and obviously millions of years went and the Autobot-Decepticon war happened. But originally it was the contestants who created the Autobots and Decepticons, which is a really strange detail, yeah.
Learning things today.
Learning things.
Yeah, this is the one part I have no idea what's going on now.
It's a weird side. I mean, it purely exists just to separate the group for a bit of padding in the middle.
Yeah.
Basically, they've been arrested. They're about to go to trial, but the trial is fixed because everyone's always found guilty and then sent to death.
Okay.
And then, rather than dying, they escape.
Of course. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an ending.
And they cause a riot. And like I said, basically, then in the third series, they come back and the repercussions.
Who's this now?
He's just some jabroni.
Some bozo.
Yeah. Some expendable goon to show that the Sharkticons will eat people or robots.
It's a plot piece there, you know. I love how this film does feel like a TV show, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
It's like,
it's the way the transitions, where they cut to scenes or sequences more like actually. Just remind me of like that those 90s, like I know it's like the 80s, but like it reminds me of being a kid and watching like
like nostalgia,
like, and the frame rate as well. It's quite slow, isn't it? Like, because obviously it's all. Didn't it take him? I read somewhere it took him 30 hours or 3 months. And it was 3 months to create an episode.
I got no idea. That's insane.
Like I need to back this up now because I'm pretty sure.
So this little geezer here, right? He's Wheelie, and I love Wheelie. I think he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
he's amazing. I found out that it turns out he is in one of the Michael Bay films, and I was like, what? And I had no idea. Turns out he's the robot that humps Megan Fox's leg. I was devastated.
Oh, no.
What a way to kill a character. Like, Wheelie's amazing, and then you just fucking put him in a film
what does he transform
Megan
into?
Fox's leg.
I'm guessing like a...
I don't know. He's
garbage
one of those
truck.
Really no, he's one of those really little strange ones in the Bay films. He transforms into like a
bike or something.
Like a wireless radio or something like that.
Oh yeah, they can I thought they were all just vehicles.
No, he's one of the really small ones.
Oh, because some of them are tapes, aren't they?
Yeah, so the tapes, that's Ravage and Rumble, and they're like Soundwave's little buddies.
Okay.
I feel like this could probably... Well, it's quite a short film anyway, but I think the scene where Galvatron goes back to Unicron to tell him that Ultra Magnus is dead can probably be cut or just shortened to when he has that mad, like, mind fucking spaz thing. Obviously, when they done the toys, they were purely just toys. There was no cartoon backstory, nothing. So when Hasbro bought the rights, they gave it to Marvel to come up with the backstory and everything.
Yeah.
And so Jim Shooter, who was the editor at Marvel at the time, so like the equivalent of Stan Lee, they gave him the box toys and he absolutely loved them. He said like he lost his day just playing around with them.
Yeah.
So he decided that he was going to do the backstory, which he done. So he came up with the concept of the Autobots, Decepticons, Cybertron, and the idea that they were warring over a lack of resources. So like their fuel is running out basically.
Yeah.
And then he gave it to Bob Budiansky to come up with all the character profiles, which originally there was 24. So there's 24 Transformers to begin with. He done it all over a weekend, and then Marvel and Hasbro dropped on him that they wanted him to write the first issue in 24 hours, and they treated that man like absolute dirt. They absolutely ground that man into the dust. Yeah, they made him like work to the bone. They treated him quite poorly. And he's a really nice man. He's really like humble and shy, and you just can't believe that, like how mad, overblown the success of it has gone, considering it was just a weekend thing that he done.
Yeah. So the comic books were first, or was it?
Well, no, the comic books were originally done to coincide with the series, because that's why I think the whole 80s toy industry fascinates me so much, because any series, I had to have a comic, a toy line, and at least an animation show, like He-Man, comic, TV show, toys, done.
Yeah.
Same with Ninja Turtles, everything. And whereas now you're not allowed to do that so much. There's laws against it because they were pretty much all just long, big adverts.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a really fascinating... The psychology behind it all really interests me.
So, why has the Transformers had such a big impact in your life?
Well, first off is because I was so young when I come across, like I said, my introduction was Beast Wars and Beast Machines.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had no idea what was properly going on, but I would still watch it religiously. My first Transformer figure was Optimal Prime and Cheeto.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, when I was a bit more cognitively aware, I discovered Armada. And obviously, as you know, I've got autism and I'm ASD.
Yeah.
And I just found out it helped me cope with what a normal 8-year-old autistic child would find really like difficult in an atypical world.
Yeah.
But because it was like I was like anything that was going on in my day-to-day life, I could reference it back to like whatever I was watching, that's what I would do. And so the plot of Armada was the Transformers had just come to Earth, so they were basically just discovering and starting to understand like how humans work and things like that, and that was something that really helped me out. And like I said, I've always done that, like not necessarily always with Transformers, but I have to relate things through other media to sort of explain it to myself.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things as well is with the ASD, like my hands are always busy. Like I'm definitely the target audience for a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
Like they're aimed for
And a
me.
Transformers toy.
Well, yeah,
Obviously.
that's it. I always say that, like, well, I've started since the whole fidget spinner thing. I've started to say that Transformers are the best fidget spinner you can buy.
Yeah.
The puzzle aspect, it can keep me sort of where I need to be, and that's what I tend to do. I just fiddle with them and just mess around with them for so long. Like things like eloping and breaking down are all like common things that happen with people on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I've never found I really had much of a problem with that. I mean, I go camping all the time, which is when it's at the most extreme.
Yeah.
But I find that I can usually cope with whatever I need to by just messing around with a transformer and just letting it bring me back down to the level I need to be at.
Yeah.
And obviously since then it's become what me and my mum like to call one of my ASD fetishes.
Yeah.
Because obviously every autistic person has something or multiple things where they just, that's their expertise, that's it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like Star Wars is one for me, but Transformers is the main one, but purely because it's helped me in both the physical sense of where I can use it as an outlet,
Yeah.
and obviously in terms of the emotional sense of the animation and things like that. Any desk job I've ever had, I've always had at least a hot rod on the desk.
Yeah.
So if I know I'm gonna have a fucking breakdown, I just pick it up and crack on with that then.
Yeah.
Because I'm really arrogant with it. Like I refuse to look at the instructions. I won't look at the instructions, but I've always been like that since I was a kid. I don't mind sitting there for 3 hours and I'd figure it out myself rather than look at the instructions.
So you feel like you haven't cheated your way into it?
Yeah, the hardest time I had was with the Masterpiece Megatron.
Yeah.
Shit. It took me about 6 or 7 hours to do it, and I just sat for 6 hours and I just done it. But I had loads of trouble with one of his legs. I just wasn't quite figuring out how it went in.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so hard. And I've never transformed Unicron. I've got 2 of them and I've never transformed either of them.
Just so maybe you can't get it back.
It's not even that, it just can't be asked.
Yeah, will that take a while, do you reckon?
No, I don't think, cause it's fairly easy because he's quite blocky and he just pretty much turns into a ball.
Yeah.
I just can't be asked. I don't know why. I don't think he looks as good in planet mode.
No. It does look sick, like.
Yeah, this huge, big-ass one that's coming out, I think looks amazing in planet mode, but because it's so big, like, I feel he loses a lot of his scale if you put him in planet mode. It doesn't do him justice.
No.
Eric Idle is absolutely inspired casting as Wrecker.
Yeah.
Genius.
I don't know which one that is now. In right now. Is he coming to help him, does he?
Yeah, he's really good, man. He's wicked. And like I said, Eric Idle is phenomenal as him. He's so funny.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of this bit.
This is like the last sort of third now.
The big battles, eh?
Yeah, basically, Galvatron tracks down Ultra Magnus again, destroys him when they're stuck on this planet, and then those guys are the inhabitants of the planet, and they repair Ultra Magnus, and then obviously they help him go and destroy Unicron. For not much, I don't understand why. There's absolutely no motivation for them. They're just like, yeah, okay, we're on board. Doesn't make sense, but it's alright because it's Eric Idle.
It's all good because it's Eric Idle.
Yeah. Always look on the bright side of life, isn't it?
Yeah. Foreshadowing there.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even think.
Didn't think. Wait, just wait, you wait.
What's he doing? It's clearly got holes in the matrix where you can put your fingers in, so I don't know why he's like bashing it like a tit.
Oh, he's transforming now, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't see this. This is going to be cool. He absolutely massive. He hench as fuck.
Yeah. Big old boy.
Yeah, I know what you mean by the Galactus
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
thing to it, yeah.
He looks like him as well, I think, a little bit. I mean, other than the mad, like, helmet Galactus has got, but still, Unicron has the horns, so it's kind of there.
Yeah. Oh, it's massive, man. Like a beast on him, like. He's like, fuck, what have I done?
Yeah.
And this is Leonard
Like, he eats planets. What
Nimoy?
did he expect?
Or was this,
No, Orson Welles is Unicron and Leonard Nimoy is Galvatron.
Mate. The fucking size of him.
Yeah. Planet Eater Unicron. That's Laserwave. That's who I'd have as the villain in a spin-off. They touched on it a little bit in the third series, because a lot of my favourite stories in the comic arcs are when the Decepticons and the Autobots have to work together.
Yeah.
I love that, because I love the dynamic between just Megatron and Optimus Prime altogether, because they've clearly got a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah.
And I like seeing how Starscream works with the Autobots. It's amazing, man. And that's why I think like they could do a really good Unicron film, live action, and just use the whole like Decepticons and Autobots and just unite them as one, just to try and get some other characters across.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously, I mean, you're not meant to like the Decepticons, but I think if you do them in a film where they're at least relatable, some people might think, well, I really like Soundwave, and then you could do a Soundwave.
Yeah, Soundwave
film
sound.
and especially with Starscream, because Starscream is one of my favourites.
So your favourite toy is Hot Rod?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've got like 6 or 7 different variations of him, but overall Hot Rod, yeah.
Do you reckon you could transform him blindfolded?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll
Any of the versions as well. Any of the versions, easy, done.
What else would you reckon you could do blindfolded?
I could probably do any of the Optimus variants, including Ultra Magnus, because they're all pretty much generally the same.
Because they're brothers. Oh.
Ooh, I could maybe do a couple of Starscreams.
Yeah.
Maybe a Grimlock. Prowl, definitely. The Energon Prowl, definitely, because he's easy.
Well, we'll have to put that to the test then, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the bold claim for the week,
Bold claim for the week, I think.
Bold claim for the week.
Yeah.
Alright, Transformers Challenge.
Transformers Challenge.
Hashtag Transformers Challenge. Get that trending.
Yep.
I want to see every Transformer fans. I want to see them doing it blindfolded, see what we get. We'll time it as well.
Timestamp it as well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
We're in for it now. Let's go for it. What do you reckon the Guinness World Record is?
I don't imagine
Do you
there
reckon
is
there is one?
No.
We'll have to find out as well. There's collections. There's any for blindfolded. So you could actually, in theory, start that, get that on a thing.
Get that going. That's going to be a thing.
You'll hold a record.
Yeah.
Or, like, maybe I could try and beat you too.
You got no chance.
I got no chance?
No chance.
Put that to the test then.
Have you ever even held a Transformer? Or
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
That's the point. You know? I think on my feet, you know?
Yeah, alright, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, Transformers Challenge, let's get that going.
Yeah.
I want to see everyone's.
Everyone's. Get it going. Oh, he sees it now. Helping us out.
Big old chunky boys. Anyone who says animals haven't got feelings or anything like that is insane. There's no way. Let me tell you. You spend one night here watching Ace and Misty and tell me that they don't love each other. You're insane.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, mating wise, he'll do what he have to do. But I think if you separated them, I think
cut those dog cheeks.
I do. I think if you separated them, it wouldn't go down well. I don't think they'd cope.
No.
But saying that, I took him camping with me the other day, and because I normally take the two, but she's been on season, so I haven't been able to. And my mother had her, and she said she was a nightmare all night. She pined and kept going to the front door and crying because she nudges the keys if she wants to go out. Yeah. And she said she was doing it all night. She was a nightmare. So yeah, that sound there, that is 100% Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Yeah, and it sound like it become a massive obsession of mine, an ASD fetish, you might say. And I was like, that. No, I know that is the sound. Episode 5, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber startup sound, it is that sound, and it's the same sound in episode 6 with his green lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's also Anakin's. And so I spent a long time trying to find out, and then I did. I found the ILM information out, and that George Lucas was involved slightly, and that they let him use sounds.
Yeah.
And that there is TIE Fighter sounds in it as well.
I think Ace agrees.
Big old sigh from the boy.
I'll say.
And this is how you see him in the Armada thing then. His head is floating about with like the eye cracked and everything, and that's how they bring him back then.
No Yon do that now. Actually, someone did get thrown out. Who got thrown out? Into space. Just not my one. Someone got thrown out in space.
Galvatron.
Yeah, so Galvatron is like Yondu.
Yeah.
But like, no one sympathizes with him because he's a little bitch.
Galvatron comes back then, obviously, in the 3rd series. I just, like I said, I never liked him because he wasn't unique enough from Megatron for me.
Yeah. Like,
Rodimus Prime is a totally different character, Rodimus Prime. And they didn't really do that with Galvatron, so he never clicked with me.
Is Rodimus Prime in any of the Michael Bay films, or even Bumblebee?
No. Like I said, Hot Rod is in The Last Night. And I thought that's where they were going. Once they announced Unicron was in Last Night and Hot Rod, it was like, oh, well, that's it. They're doing Rodimus Prime.
Yeah.
And they showed the stuff where Optimus had turned into Nemesis Prime. So I thought they were going to do a thing where like, maybe Bumblebee has to kill Optimus Prime, which would be super like emotional.
Yeah.
And then maybe they would have Hot Rod turn into Rodimus Prime, and then he would be the Prime. But I think I gave Michael Bay a bit too much emotional writing credit.
Yeah. I love it's just a still of his like little head floating about. Very dark film, mind.
Yeah.
Very, very dark.
Like I said,
it's not a kids' film. It's definitely not a Universal.
What we'll do now, I'll pop the DVD in now because I want to see if that shit thing is in it because I can understand how that could be a U if it is.
Yeah, okay.
And like I said, I'm convinced it never used to be.
Another test again today.
Yeah.
Test if he actually says shit.
So we've gone back and watched the DVD, which would have been the theatrical cut. Yeah, not the entire thing.
Yeah.
Just the relevant bits. And we noticed some differences, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Some interesting
noticeable differences.
Yeah. So there's an opening crawl in the DVD, which isn't on the Blu-ray.
Narrated by Orson Welles,
yeah, which I think they absolutely should have left in.
Context.
For context, yeah. Like I said, that would be perfect
someone like me,
for someone like
going
you.
into it and having no idea what's happened up until that point. Or
I mean, I can only assume that, obviously, the DVD is the theatrical cut, and so they must have thought at the time, what if people come and see it who haven't seen Transformers?
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And then by the time the Blu-ray was coming out, I think it must have been
obviously... Please, you all should know
the only people who are going to buy this are people who already know what's going on.
Yeah.
But it should still be left in.
I'm going to buy it, though.
Yeah,
sure.
And the swearing, Spike swearing, confirmed, is not in the theatrical cut.
No.
And it's also a different scene. It is, yeah. Their positions are reversed.
Yeah, in a few shots.
Yes. So, myth plausible, as they'd say on Mythbusters. Or banger plausible. I can buy an R-rated cut, definitely.
Yeah. I hope there's an R-rated cut. That'd be amazing.
Well, not so amazing if it never comes out.
True. But,
Which I think at this point it probably isn't if it hasn't come out now. And if it still exists. I mean, maybe there was at one point, but...
Maybe it was not in the way we think. It's not like the movie was R-rated. It's just the fact maybe the script was.
Yeah, and maybe
they were like, nah, we need to bring this into a general
a bit more swearing.
And I think they took the shit out as well because, like, I think back in the 80s, it was really hard to get a movie shown in cinemas if it was a PG-13 onwards or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, the best way to have a film out is if it's a G rating in America.
That would
Which
be like
I believe,
bringing out
they want money, don't they? Yeah.
That would be like a drop in shit in that. No,
yeah,
it just wouldn't fly, would it?
Yeah, shit boots. We're in a tight spot.
It wouldn't fly, so I get it. But it's interesting, and it's certainly piqued my interest about an R-rated cut and to know what the
I would love to see that now.
Score is.
I think I prefer that as well.
Yeah,
it's more real. People swear all the time in the positions they'd be in as well, like getting sucked into a planet-eating transformer, who's massive, by the way, like absolutely huge, Galactus scale, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I I'd be like, fucking hell, boys, go on, boy else. I won't be like, oh shit, he's got us.
Fuck, Prime's dead.
Fucking hell, boys.
He
He was the prime candidate. That was a shit joke.
Yeah, that's Transformers done.
Yeah, done and dusted.
What else have we done this
What
week
a
then?
cracking stuff. Well, what am I?
You finally watched some things.
I watched Titans.
Watched
Three
Titans.
episodes of Titans. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Basically, to sum it up, I think Titans is okay. I think it could drop a few episodes. I think Hawk and Dove.
The first two
need
episodes felt
go.
like one episode.
Yeah, and it needs to stop.
They should have
So
cut
like
that.
blatant exposition dumps and repeated ones.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot.
Doom Patrol, I think, is the best series they've done so far out of the three that they have done.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that now. I'm going to watch Titans first then, because obviously they got the episode which isn't connected anymore. But it's good to get like an introduction to some of the characters. So,
Yeah.
And it was released beforehand anyway, so I might as well just. It's only a few episodes.
I mean, you got the benefit
10, I
of being
think.
able to binge it as well. Like I said, I was waiting week for week for it, and I just got bored. And especially when every week then we were just going over the same information. You, knowing your sense of humour as well, will enjoy Doom Patrol more.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't finish Swamp Thing anyway. I got to episode 6 and gave up. Now it's finished. I think I'll probably do the last 3 because there's only 3 left.
Yeah.
But it failed to keep me entertained enough to even do it week to week. And that's the one I was most looking forward to, so I can see why it was cancelled.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think
good.
the whole money
I'm not
thing
gonna
isn't the
watch
full
that,
story.
I'm
Yeah,
honest.
it's not very good. Even if the last 3 are amazing, it shouldn't take 6 episodes to get good in a 10-episode series.
Yeah.
What else have you done? You've done King of Kong. You've
I finally watched King of
Kong.
Kong. Yeah.
Yes, mate.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of it? Like, it's just insane, isn't it? It's hard to believe it's not a mockumentary.
Yeah, that Billy Mitchell though, he's a bit of a dick, isn't he?
He's insane, man. He's absolutely insane.
And none of them looked like who I thought they were going to look like as well.
That's mean they look like.
I thought Billy Mitchell would be bald, short, fat, like
Oh, but he doesn't
with
look-
like glasses and
He's
like,
not great, and he's hardly
or, like
a
works in
beauty
an
queen
office.
himself, is he? Though, come on.
Yeah, that mullet.
Yeah.
That's my hair looks like when I
And,
lay
like,
it down. Billy
It's
Mitchell.
the first film documentary I've ever seen where I feel like I can smell it, and it smells like Games Workshop, just sweaty men.
Yeah.
That's
It smells like Gainsborough. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. And paint as well, obviously. 'Cause
yeah, it is. It's honestly the first film I've ever seen that I can smell. It's like a fucking 70 experience.
even those 4D ones they did as well. They did a 4D Spy Kids
Yeah.
4. Like, you can smell what? Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to smell? Ricky Gervais'
I can
farts?
smell Brian Cutt like licking Billy Mitchell's ass.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what it is.
that guy, what a douchebag.
Oh, he's a knob, and when he's like going around trying to like put him off really slyly, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
there's a Donkey
He's kind
Kong
of like,
skill
what's his
kill
name
screen."
from,
He's like
What We Do in the
fucking,
Shadows? What's his name now? Colin Robinson. Just like an edgy vampire. He's like,
yeah, that's exactly.
fuck
what he's
off,
like.
Colin Robinson.
And I love how visually upset he is when Steve Wiebe gets the kill screen, and he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, I wanted to be the first person to get a kill screen at GameStop or FunStop, whatever it's
FunStop,
called." And
yeah.
you can see inside
He still hasn't done it, has he?
Lost his
To
soul.
this day, it's been like
Yeah,
12 years, he still hasn't done it.
he's a fucking liar as well, because he says in it that I got really close to it once on the last frame, but a fireball killed me. He's lying, because his highest high score is 500,000.
Yeah.
Now, if he got to that point in the kill screen, his score would be at least 800,000.
Yeah.
And that's not his highest score. That's
Liar.
like his record, so he's obviously never got that far. He's a gimp, man. It's such a good documentary. Like I said, I find it just really hard to believe there's just not a mockumentary, because it's so
Yeah. I
absurd.
feel sorry for Steve Wiebe though. And he's
yeah,
like,
he's great.
he beats the high score,
Yeah,
and
and then
then
Billy says
fucking
it's
Billy
it.
Mitchell's like, got his little tape, like, you know.
How much of a dick is he with that tape, though?
Oh,
with that
I know.
old woman,
Yeah.
you can lose your life, but do not lose this tape.
Yeah.
You can lose your luggage, but do not lose this tape. He's just a bell end.
Yeah. And he's a cheater as well.
Yeah,
Gutted, mate.
yeah.
Has
good.
Steve Wiebe got the world record Guinness?
I assume so. I
General.
haven't really checked. He's got to, I'm assuming anyway.
By default now, because obviously.
Yeah. It's nice, really good. And I've seen loads of things where the guy who made it was saying that Billy was a lot worse than what they actually portrayed him as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously I don't know the details. I'm not a lawyer, but there's a law in Florida in particular where if someone's speaking on the phone, you're not allowed to use what they say unless you're not allowed to use any recordings of anyone unless you've got footage of them saying it or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Which obviously Billy was aware of. So whenever they were in, I think, is it Maryland where Steve Wiebe lives or something like that? Anyway, whichever state Steve lives in, when they were there filming with him, Billy would call him and apparently just saying absolutely awful, mad, horrible things, knowing obviously that they couldn't put it in the documentary because of the Florida law. And just that he's a whole lot worse than what the whole thing shows him to be, and he's shown to be pretty bad in it. Because I absolutely love the fact that all the way through it, he's like, oh, unless you get the high score live and people are watching, then it doesn't count.
Yeah, but
like he pushes that all the way through the film.
Yeah,
and then the very last scene, the cameraman asks his wife, he's like, oh, have you ever seen Billy get a score live? And she's like, no. And then he asks her, have you ever seen Billy play any video game? And she's like, no. Like, she's been married to him for something like 14, 15 years. They got kids together. She's never seen him play a video game. Come on, man. The guy is just insane.
I want to know if Steve Weavy's got the...
Yeah, check that out. I'd assume he would, unless Brian Kerr, which I'd be devastated if he does, because he's a dickhead. And Walter Day, the legend that is Walter Day.
Oh, that guy, yeah, the little song he does as well. He's so weird.
That's mad.
Billy Mitchell's
such a bizarre...
to a Jedi Knight.
Yeah, like, I just understand what's wrong with these people to think that highly of this man.
Yeah.
Like, even... He's got a high score in a video game. What? It's just insane. They're like a cult.
Yeah.
The whole lot of them are like a cult, and Billy Mitchell is just their messiah. Because they just hang on everything he says, do whatever he says. It's bonkers, man. I'd love to meet him. I'd be really fascinated to just meet him. Yeah. What else did you watch? Lego Movie?
Lego Movie, yeah. I enjoyed that. Yeah, that was really good, yeah.
It's wicked. I love just how meta it is.
Yeah.
And
I just love the bit where they go live action with Will Ferrell. It's actually a dad and the kids trying to play with his Lego thing. He's like, no, this isn't for playing. This is for looking at or whatever.
It makes so much sense, doesn't it? Like, it brings it to a really sweet place as well. Like, I think that gives the movie its heart.
Yeah, and then he ends up playing with him then, didn't he?
Yeah.
Not in that way, obviously. That context sounded really bad. I'll cut that out. I'm not even going to say it again, because there's no other way to say that.
Gloss over that one.
He was playing with him.
What's your favourite part of it then? What's like your favourite joke?
Diddled him. I don't remember.
That's fair enough.
I'm honest. I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I remember because I've watched it like 60 times. There's so many good ones. Morgan Freeman is a boss in it.
He's quite funny. I like Will Arnett as well. As
Batman, yeah.
Perfect Batman casting, man.
Yeah, the Batman movie's really good.
Imagine him being Batman live action.
I don't think you could put it off. I like Will Arnett. I don't know.
No, because he's just hilarious, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he's like a live action version of his.
I could see him doing a live action like parody of Batman.
Yeah, have they done that already? They must have done like a little video on that,
possibly
somewhere on YouTube, maybe.
The only sort of news I've seen this week is the Terry Crews thing with Gears of War. I sent that on to you.
Yeah.
Terry Crews wants in on Gears of War. I'm excited that people want to make it.
I just don't want.
Don't see Terry Crews in it.
No, he's too Terry Crews.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's Sergeant Terry, and
Sergeant Terry.
Yeah, like I said, I'm excited that people want to make it because that means hopefully it'll get done. But who knows? Because I can only see. I mean, he's either going to play Dom or Cole. Surely
he will be. No, I think they petitioned him to be Cole.
I could see him working as Cole better than Dom because of the comedy. Because isn't he in Expendables?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just like, I just couldn't imagine the casting be right for it. Just solely because Terry Crews is like,
and I think especially the combination with him
for it, like,
and Batista.
I don't want to see a very over-the-top comedic Gears of War. I want it to be gritty and dark.
Really grounded.
I want it to be fucking NC-17. You know what I mean? As in America, or 18 year, whatever. Yeah, and I just don't think it'd work that way. I think Dave Batista could do really well.
Batista could pull it off on his own, but I think the combination of him and Terry Crews, I think it will take people out of the film because Batista's mostly known as Drax now, and obviously that's a comedic role. And yeah, I couldn't see it working for me.
Yeah, no, that's a miss, that is, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll get made anyway, so...
No, I don't see it getting made.
And if it gets made, it'll get
made.
made without Dave Bautista, and Terry Crews will play Cole, and then they'll get other people into it. Because that's what will happen, I reckon. That's a wrap for the new episode of The Conversation Is.
Yeah, that's Transformers ticked off the list.
Yeah.
Done.
All right. I've been Charlie Pitson.
And I've been Ashley Hughes.
And thank